Hello, everybody. I saw the song just ended. I'm like, let me hit it now before it restarts. I like just coincidentally hopped on and the song was like bink, and then it played like two notes, but we don't need that song anymore. Everything is ready to go. I have been on my game, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome first off. Hello, everybody. I have been super productive this week. Oh, let me just get this good. Super productive this week. My goal was to try to get under 200 pounds by the end of April. I was 211. Those of you who have been following along with Jay's health schedule, I weighed myself at the beginning of the month and I was 211. And my goal was to drop below 200 pounds by the end of the month. It is April 28th, right? Or the 29th? 28th. I'm at 200. I have like a real high tech scale. I purposely bought it because I wanted to be like exact. So I bought the most accurate scale. As long as you put it on a flat ground, it accounts for like each corner and is super accurate. It's supposed to be at least. I was 200 and 0.3 pounds today. I went running 3 miles. I have gotten so much more stamina. My breathing and everything has gotten better. You probably won't hear me wheeze anymore, but we're still going to smoke. Don't get me wrong. We're still going to smoke. However, Fridays used to be my cheat day, but I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to ever drink, but I've not gone past 7 days of not drinking in probably 5 years. I kid you not. That might sound horrible, but since pandemic started, I don't think I've gone more than 1 week without I don't like binge drink till I pass out, but I don't think I've gone longer than a week without a beer or a shot or a drink, especially for the last 4 years I've been doing YouTube. I have pretty much drank steadily since that, but I drank heavily my entire life. So I'll probably drink next week, but I was so productive and I'm so eager to break the 200-pound threshold that I'm not drinking tonight. It's basically because I want to get under 200 pounds. And I set goals for myself and I take them very seriously. So if I drink tonight and I don't get under 200 pounds, I'm going to blame myself for drinking too much on Friday. So by next Friday, we'll be out of April into May. I still want to get down another 10 or 15 pounds. My ideal weight is 185, 190. So right now, I feel really good about myself. I got rid of like half of my beer belly that I've accumulated over the last 4 years. So, I mean, 11 pounds isn't a huge deal, but I'm not like a huge guy. So 11 pounds is probably like a quarter of my not even. It's probably like a third of my overweightness, if that is even the case. So that's explaining why I'm not drinking tonight. I felt really good. And I'm like, honestly, I would love a beer, but I know it won't be just a beer. And I have seltzers and whiskey and stuff. But I'm like, let's see if I can go 14. I'm gonna, because I know I can, but I want to go 14 days, 2 full weeks with no alcohol, like almost like a detox. Like I said, if I'm right and I haven't gone 7 days without alcohol, I mean, it's probably not the worst thing, but it's not the best thing. So we'll definitely be smoking. Definitely smoking. You should lose weight. Losing weight isn't easy. I have been pretty fit. It's definitely not easy. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's definitely not easy. For instance, I went out 4 times this week, 4 mornings before work, and ran 2 to 3 miles. I hated it. I had to drag myself out. I woke up at like 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, I hate everything about everything I'm doing. And then by the time I'm on my like second lap, I'm like, I really despise myself for making me do this. But by the time I'm done, I'm like, I feel really good that I did that. It's one of those things. You just have to force yourself to do it and it sucks and I hate it. But when I'm done, I feel good. So that's the shining light at the end of the tunnel. At work for another few, should be home in the next 30 minutes. I thought it said 30 hours. I thought Michael said 30 hours. But let me say hello to everybody. I'm like over here not praising myself, but I'm talking about myself for 20 minutes, even though it was probably 5. Little Power Monster, Michael Leading Blind, Vero G, Colvin, clever name I made previously, Tealbird. I got lost. I think I see all the same names. Shane Barron. I know there's more in here. Shane Barron, Michael, obviously my moderator. I'm sure the dude will be in here sometimes. Lisa Pocky, all 3 moderators, glorious men. Teal Bird, they're all glorious. Every one of you is glorious, but they're glorious people that help me with the moderating. But I think that's everybody. For M. Gormley, I see M. Gormley popped in. He probably was here, but he said hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome, as always. Everybody, we're all friends, family, and the like. But yeah, as you can see, I have a lot more energy. I honestly, after running, like by the time I ran I want to say today might have been the sixth time because I went 4 times this week, but I went like once 3 weeks ago, right after I told you guys Jay's going to lose 11 pounds. I ran once and my legs were so sore. I honestly was like, maybe I'm just old and my legs suck. And then I ran twice the following week. And the first time I wasn't too bad. And the second time I was back to like what I felt the first day. By day 3, I felt like the first day. And I've gone through track and cross country and I've been very athletic my whole life. But I've never been 41 and doing these things. So I'm like, oh my God, that's it. I've lost it. I'm 41 and my legs suck and I can't run anymore. Cause I used to love running. I used to like, not love running, but I used to love using running as a way to lose weight because I was like good at it. Well, by the 5th, today was like the 6th or 7th day. And I honestly feel like I'm sore in the sense that I ran 2 or 3 miles, but I'm like not sore. Like I feel good. I feel like the first 4 or 5 days I was miserable. I honestly thought I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm just very pleased with today's progress. That's why I'm not drinking. If I felt like I did day 3, I'd be already drunk. But I was doing so good and felt so good. I'm like, why ruin a glorious day of productivity? Not that drinking ruins things, but in that case it would, because I'm trying to lose zero point 0.3 pounds by Monday. Monday is 30 days has September, April, June. Yeah, so April, tomorrow, 29th, 30th. May 1st is Monday. So by Monday, I got to lose 0.3 pounds. No problem. I got it taken care of. Who did I see? Carl Davis. Welcome, Carl Davis. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, Carl. I definitely remember you. Hope all is well. But everybody, it is 1 minute to 8. We're going to be organized and prompt nowadays. So the clock is right. Sync up. I haven't seen Ninja Master, but we're gonna hit the radiators in honor of Ninja Master because I'm sure he'll be shortly behind. Everybody like and subscribe. If we hit 50 likes, we'll do the next 30. This is a short one. It's an hour and 10 minutes, barely. Hour and 10 minutes. If we hit 50 likes, we'll watch 30 of the next. How did you guys, while I hit the radiators and we start up, how did you guys like this week as far as the format? I think it went better. I think in the last 2 weeks, I do the Patreon hour immediately where we leave off from this. I get it up Sunday. So if you guys subscribe to Patreon, you get the Patreon hour exclusive Sundays now. I'm going to do it on Saturday tomorrow. I will do Talks Machina. I will do the Patreon hour. I do that Saturday tomorrow and then Sunday or Saturday night, depending on when I actually get it done, because sometimes I go into Sunday. But you will get it no later than Sunday, the Patreon hour. And then everything else to the break that we do this will be on the YouTube video in one video. I think it went pretty good. I think it goes smooth. It allows me the time to do other things. I got a lot of new shows out. I'm doing Barry and Ted Lasso. All this stuff, it seems to be working better. I just felt like it was a lot of content separate. I don't mind doing like 3 hours, but it was like 3 hours done over 4 videos. Now it's done over 3. So I shortened it by 1 video, but it's easier to release the Patreon video, so there's not like a problem. So you guys get it. Either way, radiators, and then we're gonna do it. So sync up. 2:09:55 is right where Matt Mercer's about to say something. I don't know. It was perfect. I thought it was perfect at this time. So here we go. See, smoking I don't mind because there's no calories in smoke. And honestly, now that I started running, I started hacking up God knows what, but I breathe so much better now that if I just smoke once in a blue moon, I'm not too like upset about it. Like I probably smoke once all my stuff's done. I'll smoke before I go to bed and I'll hit it a couple times at you guys. So, you know, you got to have a vice or two in moderation is how I like to say it. So radiators, everybody. if anything, I kid you not, I noticed like fourth or fifth day that I think my lung power got so strong that I actually hit harder now, which is probably not the greatest thing, but it's just like if you just saw that by default, like I said, I used to be a big time runner. So 5 years of none of that. And when I quit running, I started smoking. I didn't smoke until I was like 32. I started smoking around 32, 33. So when I quit running, I started smoking. So it was like I went from like the healthiest, most like good person ever as far as like vices to like the worst. I did drink back then, but not, I did zero smoking. Anyway, I think 1 week is great moderation for me. 1 week is great. See, as far as smoking, I probably haven't not smoked. I've smoked at least once a week since I started smoking. So so that is the thing I do constantly pretty much. But that doesn't bother me because I'm fine with it. I function. I run companies and do things. If I was a vegetated state and like didn't do anything, I'd be a little concerned. But I'm productive enough, I think. Anyway, everybody's ready. I talked enough. We're like 4 whole minutes behind. I have a very addictive personality. Leading blind, the same thing. Super addictive, but it's good if directed in the right ways, like working out. Like if I decide to stop drinking and smoking and work out instead, I'll be super addictive personality with that. Like as long as I see results, which you will if you're addicted to it. So it's an addictive personality, but if harnessed right, it could be productive. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. The morning comes to all of you. All of you. Not me, all of you. What are we going to do? The morning comes to us. What are we going to do? We really don't have much to do or say. We woke up. For the day's journey. Clock. I feel like this isn't high enough. Yeah, Wacko. Let's not call her Wacko. That's really loud. Let me turn that down. I just have to get the clock. There we go. All right. Oh, I can raise it now. There we go. Dude. All right. We're all good. We're all good. Musicals. I'm a big fan of musicals. I think we talked about this. Massive fan of musicals. You might not expect it from someone like I, who screams and yells and drinks beer and stuff like that, but I love me a musical. Especially the older ones. Nothing like the older musicals. Old, like 3-hour long South Pacific. Everything is a song. Gotta dance. That's water, by the way, obviously. I've been drinking 4 of these a day. 24 ounces mason jar, 24-ounce mason jar. I drink at least 4 of these a day. We talked about Music Man. Yeah, Music Man's my favorite. All time, Music Man. 100%. I've seen it probably 100 times. I could sing every song, word for word. I wore my Ford shirt because I got a lot of questions about what occurred right before the episode ended last. Ford has lost his warlock powers. How is that a thing? We didn't go to the third temple, so Uk'otoa took our warlock powers? How is that a thing? Have you seen Schmigadoon Gormley? My sister constantly tells me, watch Schmigadoon. Isn't a second season already out of Schmigadoon? She tells me, like, constantly, like at least 100 times. She's told me, have you watched Schmigadoon yet? I haven't. She's watched it because I have it. And I haven't watched it. I've seen the first episode. I watched the first episode and it was very good. I love Keegan Michael Key. Is that right? Keegan Michael Key? Keegan Michael Key? Did I say Keel? Keegan Michael Key. All right, so Ford is hiding things. I like how. So Death Note the musical is on your to watch or to be watched list. I haven't finished Death Note the show. I'm not even close. I've only watched like 3 or 4 episodes. I'm watching it on Patreon right now, the animated show. So I will not. I will definitely check it out once I finish it. I'm very curious to see how you do Death Note the musical. But yeah, Schmigadoon, gotta check it out. My sister said, I feel like she said she either saw a teaser or a trailer or season 2 already started, but it drops weekly maybe. Because she told me there definitely was like a season 2 or coming or something. Huh? All right. We're just talking about going to see an orc. What else is being... So is the person who told me they had to renew their dropout here yet? That I do not know. It's heavily remixed, so... The last episode of season 2 is next week. Okay, so they are... What is it, Hulu? Dropping it, what is it, 2 a week or 1 a week? It's got to be 2 a week, I feel like, because I feel like she just told me this recently about season 2. I forget, she told me like... She was like... She told me the premise of season 2, and I can't remember what it was, but if I heard it, I'd probably remember. But she was like, something about... I don't know, maybe someone just said it. But either way... No humans or halflings. Yeah, I agree with what Liam and others are saying. We literally accomplished her goal. Why are we concerned about humans and halflings being present? I'd be like, we have whoever we want to have with us, Wako. I want to go. I want to go. Should I call you not? All right. Yeth. Yeah, Yeth. Veth and Yeza. As a warlock's bond with its patron is a true. Okay. We're talking as. We have talked musicals a few times. The last episode of season 2 is next week. By that, I mean plot. So Death Note, the musical, blah, 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 blah. It's heavily remade. Oh, got it. About the plot of Death Note. Orly. Yeah, $2,500 worth of gem dust. No. No, it was $2,500 for one tattoo. Right? Am I wrong? They're saying 3 tattoos. I'm pretty sure 2,500 gem dust was one tattoo. But it's a boosted. It's like a permanent buff. A robe that has the ability to... I like that one. It has the ability to frighten a character. I mean, it's not the... I'm not huge with things like that. Like, oh, it'll silence this person. I mean, it's not like it's bad. I dig it. But I'd rather have, like, you get 5 attack power and could behead a man with the blow of your whistle. Season 1 was a couple stuck in the golden age of musicals. Season 2 is the 60s, 70s, There's a lot of Chicago. Really, Chicago's one of my favorites. Sweeney Todd, I could get behind. Sweeney Todd, my sister was just telling me that she was trying to win tickets for some special show in New York coming up soon for Sweeney Todd. But Chicago, I've seen twice on Broadway. It's probably one of my favorites as far as on Broadway musicals. Yeah, I think the staff is probably worth the most. Items over coins, yeah. Items, I want, oh, we just went from nobody, or two people. We just went from Liam and Caduceus. As soon as Jester raised her hand, Yasha and Bo followed. No one was gonna. I disagree. I don't want the. Well, I mean, hey, I don't want items. They want items. Hey, whatever. I'd rather have money and gems because you could always buy stuff later. I feel like. I mean, you don't know. Maybe you can't ever get those items again. Maybe you could get a better deal if you get an item. Like you'll get more worth out of an item, kind of like when you barter over purchase. Like there's tons of stores around me, old retro video game stores and stuff. If you straight up sell stuff, you get 20 bucks. If you trade, it'll give you double. So you get twice as much in trade as you do in cash. So I always just trade shit because I know I'm going to want something and I got money. I'd rather just have trade credit and barter with the world of retro. There's like a town called Somerville where I am. There's a lot of retro stores. There's like an old record shop, an old video game shop. I'm talking like back to original Nintendo, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, stuff like that. All separate shops. There's like an arcade that has old school stuff that mine doesn't. It's like a nice little main street downtown area. Very, very well done. They do like theater, like in the park, like movies in the park during the summer. They really built it up. It's like a nice little place to go. Very artsy place. A lot of people hang out. And I'm friends with the owners, not from hanging out. Like they used to come to the arcade as kids, and now they all own these places, and they invited me. That's how I found them. Okay, okay, okay. If you're looking for a good musical, Paint Your Wagon. It was Clint Eastwood's first movie. I have not seen it, nor have I heard of it, I don't think. I might be going to see a local production of Into the Woods next weekend, and Sweeney Todd is back on Broadway right now with Josh Groban. That's right. She told me there's something. I guess it's been on Broadway, but there's something about an event or something where they're doing something for charity where they're giving away two front row tickets or something. And she sent me a link to like help her win it or something. But it's for Sweeney Todd. And she just saw what was it? Rainbow? Parade. She just saw that on Broadway. Oh, the dude. Bidet, everyone. The dude is here. I saw Bidet and I was like, someone's in here. The dude, what is up, my friend? How are you? Hope all is well. We're just talking about life, liberty, and the pursuit of radiators. Did I see Ninja? It was a Ninja. I haven't seen that. Am I speaking English? I haven't seen Ninja yet. Is Ninja all right? Ninja, if you're out there, I'm sending good vibes your way. I hope all is well in Pizza World and your life. The big biting giants. Hey, that's telling the truth. The halfling is a professional alchemist. So we ain't lying. Whether or not we needed that, they don't know. We can make some big elaborate lie. We had to literally hire an alchemist to help us. So we're gonna, we'll take on the cost of hiring an alchemist. Don't worry about it. But you owe us all of your items. Professor Wacko, going great. Finally got my car fully fixed. Very nice. I know Ninja had a problem with his car too. I'm assuming it's good if he's been delivering pizza and stuff. That's why I'm late. Awesome, dude. Happy to hear. Happy to hear you're late for good reasons. Otherwise, I would be very upset and cry. Yoink. Bo gives a little wave. Don't forget, like and subscribe, everybody. We hit 50 likes. We will watch the next 30 minutes of episode 62. We are well past the hour mark. The hour mark was at 2:16, I think, maybe. Am I saying that right? I think it was like 2, maybe it was 2. All right, maybe at the hour mark, it might be in like 5 minutes. I don't know. We're near the hour mark. 26. I'm mistaken. We'll be at the hour mark in 2 minutes. But we're almost halfway to 50. I mean, it's possible. We've only been on for 30 minutes. The Professor. Dude, are you the one who needed to resub to drop out? Are you, dude? This is the crazy dude. I like his voice though. I like the way he acts. He reminds me of somebody. I feel like somebody Matt's done. Who else has Matt done that sounds or acts like this guy? Because I feel like I've seen Matt do this. I know I've seen him do it with this guy, but I feel like something else. Calamity maybe related. Beautiful. Perception check of what Waka was trying to hide, or whether is it that the Professor? To use my truck at all. Finally, my goddamn security system wasn't recognizing my key fob because it was falling apart, but it was intermittent. So 2 separate mechanics could see an issue in the past half year, and I haven't been able to use my truck at all. Finally figured it out myself, got a new key fob, programmed it, and it's all working perfectly. Dude, you are better than 2 mechanics. Were they legit dealership mechanics? I mean, that's pretty miserable. My God. I'll tell you what, I think I've told you guys this, but I had to bring my Jeep in. I had to have the entire all-wheel drive system done. The throttle body, the transfer case, everything had to be redone. Those of you who understand cars, it was over $6,000. I picked up the car and it still didn't seem right. So I paid with a credit card and I'm like, you guys didn't fix the car. I'm not paying you. They never even disputed it. They're just like, sorry about that. But you could bring it back if you want. I'm like, nah, I'm good. And it works enough where I could drive it and use it, but something's still off. But I'm like, they just wrote off 6 or 7 grand, but it was right out of the dealership. Like I brought it to Jeep. But I was like, what? You just don't care about 6,000? It was like somewhere between $6,000 or $7,000. Never paid $1. And I definitely got a better Jeep in return. Like it's way better than it was. It's just still not good. Yeah, fully certified mechanics. I've led myself to find out, or I've led myself to believe. I've found out throughout my life that when people are professionals, it's usually not the case because they're usually just like, I graduated at this position. They could be the biggest morons ever, and now they're a professional at that field. Look at him. He was about to go off. The Bodo. We do accept tips. We do accept tips. I wish we could have filmed it for him. The whole Bodo thing. If you were present to the Bodo players. Oh my God. Yeah, if we left it passed out in the mud. Yeah, like it's one of those things you couldn't understand unless you were there. It was that good. It was that good. The whole Bodo embarrassment thing. Like, you couldn't even believe it because it wouldn't even make sense. There were 4 or 5 of everyone, or at least 3 or 4 of each. Jay, how do you like Hugh Jackman as a singer? I could take him or leave him. He wasn't bad. I've seen him sing, obviously. I've seen, what was that? The World's Greatest Showman? Was that what it's called? World's Greatest Showman? I'm not kidding you. I literally thought I was making that up as I was saying it, but then it made sense. Very happy with this voice that Matt Mercer does. But I don't blame them too much because the problem was intermediate. There literally wasn't any issue when see that's what's wrong with my truck now. I have a 2012, I believe, Dodge Ram. I bought it 1 year old, but it was used. And the guy before me did all these aftermarket things himself, and it's never run right since the day I bought it, but I bought it used, and I just got unlucky with this vehicle. It actually was purchased by my father, and I kind of like use it now. So it wasn't my fault. I wasn't there. But it has a problem that whenever I bring it to the mechanic, it doesn't do it. I bring it home, it does it nonstop for like a week or two. And then I finally make an appointment, bring it back, and it doesn't do it the entire time. The guy will be like, dude, I drove it 50 miles every other day and it never does it. I get it back a week later, it starts doing it. And it's done it for like 2 years now. And I still can't get it fixed because it never does it when I need it to. And I honestly have no clue. And I'm pretty mechanically inclined. I can do a lot of stuff with cars. It's something I've never heard of. It's like in the rear. It's maybe something to do with the 4-wheel drive. It's like a grinding noise when I only reverse, and it's coming from the back of the truck by like the rear axle, like somewhere near the middle of the rear axle. But I can only hear it when I'm backing up fast. So I have to have people just reverse my truck, and I'm like, I have no clue. I'm like lost. I've gone underneath. I've looked for loose pieces and metal, and I have no idea. For 2 years. You have to record it when it happens. I've done it on a video, but it's like it's so hard to do because it's in reverse. And when it happens, I'm usually by myself and I don't have anyone that could reverse it. And to do it when I'm driving, it's like, I feel like I might have even gotten him a video, but it's like, all it does is just go squeak. It just makes a squeak. And I guess he's like, that could be anything. I have no idea. I don't know. It's miserable. But Michael is in the car business. It's enough for the tattoo. Hey, or a start of a tattoo. Or this broken blade. I bet you the broken blade, the broken blade is probably the best, most I'm also quite smart. Matt Matt as this character is maybe the scariest in the sense of psychotic that I've seen in a while. Matt's had crazier, scarier voices, but this one's like Hannibal Lecter. I feel like he might skin us and eat us just for the sake of finding out what happens. What are the odds? Take it. That thing is, I guarantee you that thing is extremely important. There will always be coin and gems. So Caleb, I was gonna say we don't gotta jump the gun here. Can we examine it? Can we check it out? We don't gotta take a chance. Why take a chance and take something we don't need? What if we yeah, let's renegotiate like as if it's worthless. Yeah, I like that. Because it looks like a broken, useless piece of crap, but I think it's valuable, but that doesn't mean we don't negotiate. I want you to think that what you got's garbage. I want you to go, this is worth $5 and it's actually worth 5,000. And then I pet it. I'm not going to do it to somebody that's my friend or something, but this person is insane. Extract the enchantment and translocate it to another. Abyss blade. Remember, Jay, Cad has another half of a broken blade. Yeah, that's what I was. I know that, but here's my question, dude, or people. It's got like they just said it's got to be the same one. Clearly, there's a way we could tell. I'm assuming. Like, but didn't we have to bring it to? We couldn't have it welded or fixed. So even if we got the other piece, we had to go like way up north. Didn't the guy that checked it out or that we got the sword from or looked at it, whatever the heck it was? I feel like we went. He was like, you got to go so far up north. They're the only people where the dwarves and somebody work together. They're the only ones that could weld it or something. With advantage. All right. Holding up the medallion the Empress gave us with advantage. Bo did a perception check and it looks similar. That's what I saw. I would assume that means we're pretty much confirming it. I the Marble Tomes Conservatory. Look at his face. Look at Matt. We'll barter with our skills. Barter skills. Sword belongs to Clay's cousin. Clay. Oh, Caleb. What is that? Uthadum? Bo did a perception check. He said, take it to Uthadum. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, Uthadum. From I thought he said from dead Thalis. We'll get approval from dead Thalis. Nope. We don't have to, we have to give up on our son. We don't have the time. No more son. Who's the lady? What was the lady that has him? Who has our kid right now? Yeza and Not's kid. Old Edith, was it? Old Edith? Was that the name? Dern. Oh, Utha Dern. Oh, my bad. The R in the N looked like an M. My bad. I thought it was an M. Utha Dern. Like Laura Dern. Utha Dern. My eyes just are horrible. Literally from here, even knowing it, it looks like an M. Edith. Old Edith. Okay, I was thinking that was right, but I wasn't 100%. I mean, we did right by the job. I mean, we did the job right. So we got nothing to worry about. We should be honored by him. Oh, look at Travis. Look at Ashley's face. You're gonna come in here squeezing my balls. You come in here with two fucking humans. Jesus. Firing at us over here. Yay. I like that. I honestly love the real talk. I like the real talk. I honestly really enjoy this person. The vaudeville music exit. She called you humies. She said fucking humans. Get these fucking humans. My God. He's a firecracker. Fun fact to my theater nerds, Hugh Jackman was the original Gaston in Australia. Was he? I'm assuming before Wolverine days, maybe, perhaps? What else does Hugh Jackman sing in? I know Greatest Showman. Is that the only thing? I feel like I've seen him sing in other things. Doesn't he sing a romantic ballad in the movie Prisoners? He is a firecracker. She's a firecracker for sure. Oh, yeah. Years before. Oh, did I say he? Is that what I did? Oh, my bad. So many people are flying at us. Les Miserables, right? He was in Les Miserables, right? In my head, I was like, no, I'm thinking of Greatest Showman. But yeah, he was in that. I watched Les Miserables like 100 times too, but I would always watch parts that didn't involve him. Nothing against him. Wait, was he like I totally like can't picture him. Now I can see him, but I don't know why I forgot he was part of that. I always would watch Do You Hear the People Sing? Singing the Song of Angry Men. And I would watch all like the parts with the war and stuff. I don't know. I for some reason just forgot he existed in that. Oklahoma. Oklahoma is one I've probably seen, but I don't remember much of. I'm sure I've seen it at some point. I remember the songs and stuff, but I think everyone knows the song Oklahoma. Oklahoma, when the wind comes sweeping down the plains. That's all I know, but I know it's a song. He sang as Captain Hook in Pan. That I might be thinking of, because I did see that. I think I remember that. Was he? Oh, I'm thinking of Stardust. Stardust was interesting. I think, doesn't Robert De Niro sing in that as a pirate? It's kind of like a Peter Pan flying ship guy. I've only seen Stardust once, and I was really drunk. And it was like not that long ago. Probably like the last 2 or 3 years. There's an entire sideways video on YouTube about why the way they did the singing in Les Mis is bad. It's worth a watch. If you haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out. I recently watched Eddie the Eagle. It's him and Taron Egerton. Really great movie. The dude, I've seen it. I actually saw that when it came out. I tried to see it in theaters. For some reason, I had to see it. Somebody I was like, I really had to see it. And we tried to see it in theaters, but there was a reason behind it. I can't remember why. and I never ended up seeing it in theaters, but I saw it like as soon as it was available at home. And it's a very good movie. Eddie the Eagle. And it's a true story. True story. Taron Egerton played Eddie the Eagle. De Niro, Captain Shakespeare in Stardust. Yes, yes, yes. That was the name. I was like, the name was something like familiar. I just couldn't think of it. The Oklahoma Jackman in was a pro shot in London. Oh, so Jackman was in Oklahoma too? He sang as Captain Hook and Pan. Sam Rigel in Les Miserables, or Rigel, that. I blame Russell Crowe. That really bad version of Les Miserables. Russell Crowe. It's an apothecary. Russell Crowe had the greatest voice of any man that I've ever heard. It was like an angel whispering into my soul. We are down to the final 50 minutes, everybody. 50 minutes left. We're almost to 25 likes. Like and subscribe. We hit 50 likes. We will do the next 30 minutes. You know the deal. We're almost halfway there. We still got, I mean, by the time we talk at the end, we still got a good hour before we're done. So slap a like. Subscribe. Tell all your friends. Go on the local news and say, subscribe now. This needs to happen. People will do it. They'll listen. Bidet from Pizzaland Ninja. Thank God, we were getting worried. We were almost going to send help. But you're here, alive and well. Sorry I'm late. You're good. Just want to make sure you're good. There's a couple people. I mean, honestly, I feel like we had a slow start. A lot of people jumped in late. So you don't you worry about it. Warsh the Tapper. Ninja, you good to smoke? Because we haven't smoked since the beginning. We sent you good vibes and smoked in your honor right before the episode started. I said for now, I hope Ninja hears us. We did a little hit. And then we started episode 61. So we haven't smoked. You missed it earlier. We aren't drinking tonight. I want to see if I can go it's not like I can't. But I want to go 2 weeks with no alcohol, detox myself, and my goal was to be under 200 pounds by May 1st, and I have less than a half a pound to lose. I bought a super high-tech scale that is literally statistically the most accurate scale on earth. That's what I bought. Look it up, you'll find it. And it says I need to lose 0.3 pounds and I'm under 200 pounds. So I have to do that, and I didn't want to drink and ruin my good progress. I thought if I drank and then tomorrow I gained a pound, I'd be like, everything is ruined. I would sink back into depression, hammer down 50 shots, and gain the 10 pounds back. So now I'm okay. Everything's all right. Heard you through the radiator force. Well, Ninja, we're freshly packed and we're smoking now. So 3, 2, 1, radiators. And I said my lung capacity has increased because I've been running 2-3 miles a day, 6-7 days now. I could take giant hits. It's probably not a good thing, but I make it a good thing. Keep Caleb away. Gas-soaked shit. Keep Caleb away from that. We want no part. Colvin was part of that. Whoever else was part of it. Colvin, I feel like, Colvin, are you a big-time smoker? Just moderately, or when we do? I smoke all the time. I'm not afraid to admit it. I think it's the best thing since drinking. And it's better than drinking because drinking has calories. Honestly, I could function completely normal on smoke, weed. I function completely normal. Drinking at a point, you have to start peeing a lot and you get sloppy. It's also not healthy. Not that smoking is healthy, but I think smoking is far more beneficial and less negative than drinking. Look at this. Right away. Not. Right away, Sam and Liam collapsed in laughter. Great voice. That sounds like something familiar too. Not from Matt Mercer, though. The sound of this goblin sounds like something. That voice sounds like it's hard to do. It sounds like if you did that a while, you'd hurt your voice. The screechiness of going like this, and I feel like that's got to do damage. I dig it though. It's a good one. It's a good one. Detect magic. Travis looked genuinely scared right there. Travis literally jumped back like he was getting attacked. Murrow. Murrow. Morrow? Oh my god. The voice is insane. If I get high more than once every 3 months, it's a wild couple months for me, lol. I only partake when my anxiety gets really bad. I think in the beginning, I think I've told you guys, I was like, how can anyone ever smoke? I would get so paranoid that literally I couldn't function anywhere. I'd smoke and I would think like my best friend was gonna kill me or something. I don't know at what point that changed, but now I am, it's like never an issue. I could smoke anything, anywhere, as much as possible. And it just, I have zero anxiety all the time. I'm like never stressed out when I smoke. As soon as I stop smoking, I become like, I have a very short fuse. I'm a hothead. I have like a temper. So this like chills me out, which is probably why I haven't lifted weights and like had to work out and stuff. Cause I usually used to do that because I'd be so aggressively energetic and weed just chills me. So I've smoked like consistently for years because it mellows me out. But like you would never know. You would never know me smoking. Well, the only way you'd know is I'd have more energy. But like personality wise and like functionality, you would never know whether I was smoking or not, unless I like smoked a lot and I got like lethargic. But if I just like took constant hits throughout the day, I would be totally chill, zero stress, anxiety, and I'd just be like normal Jay. When I don't smoke, I am a live wire of insanity. Like this. I'm this person right here. I'm a daily smoker at this point, but always in moderation. That's the thing. I don't get like, I don't sit in a room and I'm like hit. You guys see basically how I do it on the live stream. Like Ninja jumped in. I'm like, oh, it's been like an hour. You want to smoke again? I'll smoke like whenever it feels necessary. But I don't like go out of my way to hotbox a room and get baked out of my mind where I'm like totally gone. I just do enough to stay a nice level. I want to be able to get shit done and stuff. Nice and greasy. Get you nice and greasy. Like I feel like we've never not drank on a live stream. So you guys are seeing for the first time how I act when no alcohol is involved. I keep my energy I usually am focused, like smoking just relaxes me. Psychosomatic reaction. I'm one of the only people I know that doesn't partake, but I'm pretty sure smoking would make my anxiety worse. I do know people, see, like I was like that in the beginning, and honestly, I don't know why it stopped to the point where I'm surprised I even got to that point. It was that bad. Well, I remember one time we were outside and I hugged a tree, literally hugged a tree, because I was like, I have to hold on to something because I'm like I was that freaked out by the scenario. Like people are around and I'm like, I'm not letting go of this tree, and I was like not letting go of the tree for like a while, and then I eventually sat down and like I guess got like relaxed. And like I woke up in my bed and I was like, how'd I get here? And like people were like, but I was also drunk. So I think I passed out because I was drunk. But I would get freakishly paranoid to the point where I don't know how I ever even got to where I am now because it was so scary and freaky. But now it's like I'm happy I got to this point because it's the perfect vice for me to have to chill out without any negative repercussions. Like even drinking, I tell you guys all the time, I love drinking. I've drank since I was a teenager, but I know that screws me up in negative ways. Like I've had pancreatitis several times. I've had my organs fail and had to get like rushed to the hospital. Like I've had horrible negative things happen from drinking. But I also drank excessively, so it wasn't moderation also, but smoking, I feel like even if you didn't do it in moderation, you wouldn't do the damage you could do with alcohol. Morrow is pretty awesome. What is the name of the character in uh Marvel vs. Capcom? Is that Marrow? There's like a Marvel character named something like that. Morrow. There's I think it's Marrow. And it's got to be marrow because she has bones and it's like bone marrow. Not very familiar with Marrow. Very obscure Marvel character that they put in Marvel vs. Capcom. Welcome if you're jumping in. We have jumped into the 20s for a bit. If you guys want to see more of this, if you hit a like on the channel, we will do 30 minutes into the next episode. If we hit 50 likes or more, that is what we do every week. 50 likes or more, we do 30 more minutes. If not, we do it on YouTube anyway. Just did a video. Couple of months ago, I asked my mom to give me a hit, but since I've never even so much as tried to take a puff of normal cigarette, just the heat of inhaling hurt. I know exactly what you're talking about. See, in the beginning, I used to get that too, especially with cigarettes. Whenever I've dated a girl that smokes cigarettes, I will on occasion smoke a cigarette with them. But like not like I don't have to like buy a pack and I'm like all of a sudden a cigarette smoker. Every time I've dated like I've had 3 or 4 girlfriends who were serious smokers, like pack or two a day. And I would hang out with them so much that maybe from just being around it, I would be like, give me a drag, and I would hit a drag or two, and I would smoke 1 or 2 a day probably at a point with these exes. But as soon as I broke up with them, I had zero desire and never smoked again. But I remember every time having that harsh burn because you're just not used to like smoking anything. But I think at this point, from all the smoking of this I do, I think I've just gotten used to it. I've also feel like my voice has gotten more raspy, but I've also had surgery on my throat several times. I've told you guys, I've twice in my life had cysts on the inside of my throat, and it's got a name for it, and it's like a 10 million to 1 thing, and you're supposed to never be able to get it more than once. I've gotten it twice in the first like 30 years of my life. So now I'm paranoid all the time about my throat closing up, which is funny that I smoke as much as I do, but that probably affected my voice somewhat. And for a period of time, I think I've told you guys this, for a period of time, I had a tracheotomy kit by my bed. And I learned how to trach myself because I'd gotten so paranoid because certain times my throat just completely closed up and I could barely breathe. And I was like suffocating. So I learned how to trach myself and have a tracheotomy kit on hand in case I've got to cut my throat and jam a friggin' hose down my esophagus. As crazy as that sounds, I'm ready to do it if I gotta. Little bird, what? We got a bird. Wasn't it? Oh, I think Travis is gonna cry. It really was. He's so happy. Jay, what the fuck? This is real life. I had it. I in the hospital. They had to have a nurse on call 24 hours while I was there. But then after surgery, they were like, here's the deal. If that happens again, you could die within like 4 minutes. So you can call an ambulance, but if you ever want to do it yourself, you could cut open your throat and jam a pipe down it. And they taught me how to do it. The doctor showed me how to do it in case I ever got in a situation where like it was life or death. Like I wouldn't just do it for no reason, obviously. Like they're literally like, if this ever happens again and you're like, I ain't gonna make it, this is an option. You can cut a hole in your throat and jam a hose down it. Look it up. It's a thing. If not, they're going to do it. That's what they're going to do. He's like, if you don't do it, we're going to do it when we get there. And you might be dead at that point. So it's a thing. Focus. John Forsyth. Armor, breastplates. Got it. We're focusing, everybody. Oh, I saw all the eyes. My bad, guys. I saw all the eyes and I'm an idiot, basically. Whoosh. Cheers with water. Our kind. Our kind has a temper. I mean, I might be half orc. Look at Laura. What was... Oh, it's a binder. I was like, what happened? Yeah. Can I ask you a personal question? As 7 people come walking in the room that he's not familiar with. Yeah, I was just going to say, why don't we ask everyone to go outside? I just remembered I wanted to show you something outside. Everyone go. I feel like everyone should go except for maybe one other if you want. Brofkra. I like that word. Brofkra. Cracks his wrists. Okay. I was like, what is that? But what is Ford? I mean, we probably don't know. But do we know if he's Brofkra? What is Ford? I know he's constantly saying Fort Dumali and places that he was from. Do the same thing. Yeah, do the exact same thing. That's the whole thing. Yeah. If you open your eyes to it, everyone is probably doing the same amount of damage. It's just are you watching the right things? I mean, there's power in numbers. Obviously, you're going to notice more if there's more of a certain type. A man I could crush with one hand. I like that's his comparison. My money's on half elves, but we don't know. Sam or Laura's water looks way too yellow on my TV. It looks pretty yellow. It's the glare of whatever's behind it. But it definitely looks yellow. Or they're drinking pee. I mean, sometimes you drink pee. Sometimes you gotta. Usually when you're trapped under a bridge in a car or something like that, but... Really? Ah. That is very good to know. So on holy days, every now and then they slip and let the light in. That's got to be they're losing. That's useful information. Can I ask what makes you suspect the elf kind? My guess is parents are half orc or half elf. Maybe because of the size difference. My money's on half elf. So a lot of people are saying half elf for what Ford is. I mean, I think we've talked about this before, but the fact that you guys are guessing would lead me to believe we never find out. And I think you've said that before. That was nice. That was nice. Take care of my friend. She's a gentle giant. That was very nice. Yasha, was the one that initiated that. So now Yasha is going to get some. I didn't realize the cat was in here. Fiddle and magic stuff. I want a shirt that says that. I like that saying. Fiddle and magic stuff. I'd be very surprised if one of his parents was a full-blooded orc. So I get what you're saying. So half and half. So, my God, Coco is up there. She's adorable. She just like laid out and rolled over into the window. Glorious being of whatever. I was going to say glorious being of God, but I'm like, I don't know. What does that mean? Maybe sea elf. Is that a sea elf? A sea elf, because he is not the standard half orc color we see in Exandria. Is that a thing? I don't know if I've heard of a sea elf. God damn it, my autocorrect is playing a havoc right now. What? Oh, Ash. Can I ask what makes you suspect? Yasha's bartering. He's slender, short for an orc, and pretty. I assumed he was slender because he's a warlock. I think I've caught up. All right, Warsh is going to fashion up some greatness for Yasha. No. Look at Laura looks so like sad. Look at Jester. She seems so like she's being protective of Ford, clearly. But I'm used to Jester just being like super chaotic. She just seems like chill. Oh, well, all right then. Careful, good hearts don't do good in times of conflict. Elves come in all types. Sea, space, moon, drow. I have I think I told you guys this too. What are they called? Squishmallows, I think, something like that. My sister is obsessed with these squishmallow pillows. They are quite lovely and comfortable. But she got us all giant ones for Easter, and I have it on my bed. It's very comfortable, don't get me wrong. But mine is like a purple flying creature, and it's called a drow. And I was like, look at that. I've heard that name. I never heard of drows till this, and now I own a drow. Like and subscribe. We're halfway to 50. We've only got 15 minutes left. So we have 15 minutes. We'll talk for 5 or 10, but we'll keep going. I mean, we're going to check out the next one. And like, I want to see how far we got to go. We'll do the math. We'll do a little chat, sing a little song, do a little dance. Do you want me to read it? Jay has to watch COC soon. Raving War is about to start. Ravening War. What is COC? I'm sure I know 100 times. It's just I can't think off the top of my head. COC. $36, $24, $36. That's his measurements. That's his measurements. 36, 24, 36. He would be quite the warlock. I mean, not him. Crown of Crown of Candy. Yes, see, you've done that before. Oh yeah, Jay, we need to do D20. Yes. We do need to do this. As soon as Barry this week, in 2 days, Barry is halfway to over already. There's only one more week, one more month of Barry. But honestly, let me get far enough ahead. Maybe next week, either next week or the week after, we'll do it. Because I'm thinking Barry is on late. Barry doesn't come on till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. We could easily do a 12 o'clock live stream. So, yeah, in the next week or two, we got to finish up Bloodkeep. And then we'll jump into Crown of Candy. Jester is golden. Love her. See, look, she's got her smile back. Jester's back in action. Sir Mix-a-Lot is a national treasure. I would have to agree. Jester's just being a goddamn cinnamon roll. Sounds great. Yeah, we'll get something together. I knew we had to get to it, and honestly, I'm like doing really good as far as videos. You guys see, I've been pumping out. Not if you're on Patreon, I've been putting out more content than ever, and I've been putting out more content on YouTube than ever, and both are being done without me being like overly overwhelmed. Without me being overwhelmed. I think that's like too repetitive. But it also is probably because I'm not drinking. When I drink, I just get tired. Because of the deeds. Looks, Shane Barron, I saw it. I'm looking for the eyes now. Oh, Gavin would have been so upset. Oh, look at this. We are given a fully furnished house, a pen for the beasts. Airbnb. It's an Airbnb. No payment. But is it to keep an eye on us? I feel like when people do this, it could be totally hospitable. But I can't help but think when people do this, it's to keep an eye on us. Like, we have cameras everywhere. I know not in this world, but I'm saying, like, in general, They have cameras everywhere. They're watching every move you make. And they're like, yep, we're just awesome, nice people. And then they're just like, they know every move you're going to make. And they're watching everything. How does he do it? How does he do it? He's wearing wheels. The Wheelers. Oh my God, like a Wheeler from Return to Oz that scared and terrified me for so many years as a child. I would say the Wheelers, I kid you not, it might be top 5 scariest thing I remember as a child. There were certain things that struck my soul and scared me, and it stayed with me my entire life. The Wheelers, I think, from Return to Oz is one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen as a child. That stayed with me and permanently made an effect on me. You know what another one might be? And I saw it the other day. Ghostbusters. When Sigourney Weaver gets ripped down in the chair and thrown into the closet with the pyramid and the dogs and stuff, that whole scene I saw when I was like 7 or 8 years old. And that shit stayed with me. I've never opened a refrigerator since. His energy is more palatable, isn't it, Yeza? As Caduceus chokes to death. Did you notice that Ford's powers are back? Yeah, I did before. I didn't get an explanation why. I don't know. Was there something I should have picked up on as far as why? I think it just like kind of happened. Or was there something that I pointed it out, but then something else happened and I got sidetracked? But I totally did see he got his powers back. I just don't know how. I'm just assuming it was a brief punishment because I said it in the last episode. Avantika's code. Oh my God, I forgot all about Avantika. In the last episode, I said at the end, I can't imagine it's permanent. I think Ukuto was like, reward, go get your thing, punishment. Now you got a temporary punishment. You know the consequences. Go get this freaking orb, finish the third temple. That's what I think is happening. The library goes, did you know? Oh, yeah, but I will try to pop back on and check my radiator while I take out the trash. Ninja, we got 10 more minutes and then we're going to talk for 10. So we'll probably be around for another 20 plus minutes, give or take. So try to jump back on around then. We'll wait to smoke unless you're ready to smoke now. I mean, I don't know. You're probably jumping back in. Like and subscribe, everybody who just came in. Amy France, I just saw your name. Even though I read your comment, I did not realize it was Amy France. Welcome, Amy France. Amy, whatever happened with the raccoons? Everything good? I mean, I know you made it home at some point because you said something in that live stream, but I never got the final say. Do you now own lots of raccoons? Or was it like a temporary raccoon adventure that you videotaped and have rights to the movies? I would think not. Look at Clay. All right, then. I'll let her know that you said, no way. You assaulted me, cursed out my family. I'm just going to exaggerate the whole thing and make you look like crap. This dude is pretty awesome. I do enjoy him. I'm worried if we ever have to go against him. But for now, he is pretty awesome. Oh, I thought she was going to put it around Shadowhand. I assume it's because Ford is more useful with his powers. Gnome King scared me more. The Gnome King? The Gnome King is scary too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot. As a whole, the Return to Oz movie might be the most traumatizing movie ever for children. As a whole. But as far as seeing, you know what's that probably the Gnome King probably is more horrifying, honestly. But I think after I feel like the Wheelers freaked me out so bad that it prepared me for the Gnome King. Like after seeing the Wheelers, I'm like, I am never going to be the same again. And by the time the Gnome King came, I was already a changed man. I became a man at 7 years old, having seen the Wheelers. Scared the bejesus out of me. I knew you would ask about that. It was a temporary adventure. I had them for a night and gave them to a rehabber. I know I'd raise them, but I'm super busy right now. They were like a week old. Well, I didn't see them, but I've seen so many raccoon videos and they're adorable. After we talked, like a week and a half ago when my brother was here for Easter, there was the fattest raccoon outside eating our garbage and it was just looking through the window and like trying to communicate with us. Like it was touching the window and just staring at us and like wanting to play. And then another one came and then I was like I almost want to go out, but I'm also like who knows? Maybe it's got rabies or something. I mean, it was eating our garbage and it's running around 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we were drunk and probably pretty high. So it could have been cute and cuddly looking at the time. But I love them. I have friends that go out and like play with them and stuff. So it's very possible we could have. What can a litter of raccoons cost a week? I would imagine they're like rabbits. Like we've had rabbits, a lot of rabbits in the day in my house. They're adorable, but they gnaw and rip up everything. I don't know if raccoons are like that. I will never get a rabbit again. It was the most destructive animal. It chewed through all the cable wires, the speaker wires. It went through all the linoleum and through the walls and the paper. It like destroyed the house. Rabbits, cute, horrible. Vermalock. Look at this. We're getting our house a single balcony on the second floor, a tower in the back. This is a pretty sweet place, but I still feel like they're doing it to keep an eye on us. For as long as you need. Den Thalis. I would immediately turn around and rent it out. Let's rent it out and keep all the gold. We don't need this place. It's too nice. Let's go back to the inn. It's $1 a day. We'll rent this place out for like 100 gold a week. Let's go. 100 gold a week. Den Thalis. They get in my mom's bird feeders nightly. We just had a video of one climbing 4 feet up a metal pole, leaning over to grab a feeder and looking straight into the security camera. Scarecrow was there to protect me from the indomitable Nicole Williamson character. Yeah, that was I'm assuming the evil witch. But Scarecrow, the good characters were great. Gump, what was it? Gump? What was the name of the moose flying bed? I feel like it was Gump. I haven't seen it in forever, but I've never forgot it. I remember TikTok was amazing. TikTok, amazing. Tarnished by the social media thing now. TikTok will never be the same again. They stole his name. TikTok had his name stolen by a social media app. Keep holding. I love it. The Molly Shannon. Matt held it. Matt held the position. All right, there's our home. We got the whole blueprints. That's pretty awesome. Seriously, autocorrect. I love raccoons. I've kept them in the past, but they're extremely time consuming and I don't have valid rehab license. I see here my thing that's I love animals. But I have two cats. Three if you count Dobby, but Jess that's like more Jesse's. Jesse takes care of hers. I take care. I mean, they're all our cats. So say I have three cats, which I do. They're a lot of work, and I basically take care of two of the three. And they're a constant child. It's like having babies. It's like literally having lifelong babies. Whenever I'm trying to, like right now, Coco's hitting the door. Right now, I keep looking over here because we have 2 minutes left, and Coco's hitting the door. But it's like, I just ignore it now because it's my baby that's going to do this for 15 years probably. So for 15 years, I eventually just zoned it out. Not. Oh, we got a better one. We got a better one. And Jester begins her campaign of loving terror. That was the Gnome King, and yes, the Gump. The Gump. Winterfell. We're going to call it Winterfell. The White House. This might be the end. We only have about a minute left. Oh my god. Not aka Veth carries Yeza over the threshold. And that is the end of our set. What a great way to end it. That might be one of the first times we've ended it where there really is nothing to think about. Like, I mean, there's things to think about, but we're safe and sound in our brand new home. We have fulfilled all of the things we need to do. Besides, I mean, obviously, I'm sure Ford in the back of his mind is like, I gotta fulfill this Ukatoa thing. But like, this is the most chill, relaxed, and normal we've been in a long time. We're choosing our bedrooms. They're all picking bedrooms. If you clear out a room, you can make a training pit. Let's get a training pit. We could bunk together. I'd rather bunk and have a training pit. Does a training pit get us better? Because I'm down. I'll spend all the time in the training pit. Matt's saying goodnight. Was there no Critical Role this week? I didn't see. Usually I see a live stream. That was it for Matt. That's why I started. I'm sorry. I have to let Matt's. I didn't respect Matt's goodnight. There we go. Respect Matt's goodnight. Ready? Here we go. I'm sorry. I talked over him. I still talked over him, but at least I acknowledged him. But either way, was there a Critical Role this week? A live one? Because last night, I usually always see on the Critical Role website, live stream going on Thursday night. Is it Thursday yet? I always see it. But last night, I didn't see it. And I remember being like, hey. And then part of me was like, maybe there wasn't one? Nope, no episodes on last Thursday. Oh, okay. So it was a thing. Because in my head, I'm like, I always see it. And I'm always like, oh, there's Critical Role going live. And I never watch it. Because I am not watching Campaign 3. I'm doing this. But we're going to get to that eventually at some point. Point being, I knew I didn't see one last night. And then I'm like, part of me actually thought, I'm so used to seeing it every Thursday, that part of me thought I'd accidentally unsubscribed. So I actually went on Critical Role just to make sure. And I'm like, I don't see the video, but it's live. Maybe, I was like, maybe it comes on later than I thought. Because it was around like 9 o'clock, 9:30. And then I'm like, maybe it comes on later than this, and then I never really checked again. When does it normally come on? When does their episodes drop live? Like 8, 9? I feel like it's 8 o'clock. But I'm not sure. Ninja is back, everybody. Radiators, while we figure that part out. Coco has now went back to the pod. The Mandalorian pod is on the bed. That is Coco's bed of choice. The Mandalorian pod. You guys could also see in the picture sometimes. We have Zero's doghouse from Night Before Christmas. In my room, there's 100 of them. We probably spend an absurd amount of money on cat beds, toys, and the like. but they're my children. 10 p.m. our time. Oh, they do start that late. Okay. 10 p.m. our time. Damn. For some reason, I thought it was like way earlier. So at that point, they wouldn't have been on anyway. Because it was around like 9, 9:30. Maybe it was as late as 10. But I feel like even though it doesn't start till 10, I feel like they post it early. So you see like the coming soon or whatever. Either way, I didn't realize it was that late. Eastern time, 10. Emily Mary, I did not see you till now. Yes, they take the last Thursday. Oh, is that always? Is that an always thing? Or is that recently? Because you guys have probably told me that, but I've never retained that knowledge. The last Thursday of every month, maybe? Q and a beta fish named Bertrand. What is that about? All right, we got to go back. I have 3 cats, 2 Irish wolfhounds, a bearded dragon, a 5-lined skink. What is a skink? A 5-lined... I've never heard of a skink. An American toad, a boreal chorus frog, a 5-gallon tank of fish, and a 100-gallon goldfish pond. I am pretty booked up. I am tired from reading it, Amy. My God. Just the 2 Irish wolfhounds. You have the first part, and I have the first part, I should say. I have the very first part of what you have, and even that part, I only take care of 2 of the 3. I have 3 cats. End of story. But I used to, when I was in my mid to late 20s, we had at least one, maybe, no, at that point we had 2 dogs. One was a German Shepherd. We had at least 3 cats, maybe 4, a bearded dragon, a one-eyed fish, a parrot, and bunnies, like multiple rabbits, probably maybe 1 or 2, upwards of that possibly. That was in my mid to late 20s. We went all out. We were like, we can't decide, basically because my sister ran a shelter, aka a kennel, and whatever was going to be euthanized or no one would take and they had to like immediately have a family for, we would take. So we just were like the home for everything that no one wanted. And the bearded dragon had no rear legs. The bearded dragon only had front legs. The fish was like this big exotic giant fish, but it had 1 eye. The parrot, I think, was normal. It might have had a broken wing. I think the parrot had a broken wing. It was like the Isle of Misfit Animals in my house. But now, over the years, we either found homes for them because we would take them with the intent, like, we're not keeping all these, and they'd stay for years, but we'd either find homes or they'd pass away. And then we, at a point, we're like, we're not adding. So as they go away, we're not bringing more in. And now we're down to 3 cats. And we were down to 1. It was to a point where Jesse had the 1 cat and that was it. And the only reason we have the other 2 is because my ex-girlfriend moved in and then moved to LA and I kept her cats by choice. I mean, she wanted me to also, but I was not giving them up. They're my children. So had it not been for that 2 years ago, we would still just have 1 pet. But honestly, it was hilarious. I would say it was fun and hilarious, but the house always smelled like something. And there was messes and it was just chaotic. It was a total, like you wouldn't want to do it all the time. Like how long have you had it like that, Amy? How long has it been like that? My bearded dragon's name is Devos. Oh, Devo. Is that Devo? Devosa? Is that what it is? Devosa? For those who know, I don't know what it's referencing, but that's really sweet. Jay, love animals. I grew up on a hobby farm and it's hard to turn anything away. So you've pretty much been like that for a while? Because we were like that for probably 10 years, maybe more. We always had multiple dogs, multiple cats, and random animals coming in and out. But then I'd say about probably like maybe like towards the beginning of my 30s, it was like my dad, like we have a giant, basically like compound, maybe you'd call it, where like my parents live on one side. It's a giant 2-family ranch on 3 acres, and my parents live on one side. It's full-fledged 2-family. There used to be 2 kitchens, but we took the kitchen out and put like a little pantry, but it's officially a 2-family, and they live over there. So When my parents got older, they were just like, we don't even want to hear it. We don't even want to hear the animals anymore. It isn't even that they took care of them. They're just like, we don't want to have to deal with screeching and barking and insanity. So the cats, they love the cats. The cats take care of themselves. They're chill. That's no problem. But other than that, it's we're probably not getting much till there's like more room or I get married and have children or something. See, people know it. People obviously know the Amy France reference. I don't. Does that sound familiar? Amy, why does that sound familiar? It's got to be from something. Am I saying it right? Divosa is Divosa. If I actually, when I say it, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but when I say it, I feel like I might. J Bo Tiki Mug is in the Crit Roll shop. What is a J-Bo? I have to look at it. Where is my cursor? There it is. Oh, oh my God. I just realized that the bow punch thing reminds me of Wilson. Let me. Doot, 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 doot. New window. I'm going to show you guys. There we go. This is what Mr. Michael just sent me. Those of you who didn't feel like clicking the link. Doesn't that remind you of Wilson? I'm not kidding. As soon as I saw it, I was like, hey, that looks a lot like the Wilson volleyball, kind of, the way the bow thing is. I don't know. Am I crazy? Kind of a little bit. What is it called? The J-Bow. Why is it called a J-Bow? Or was that a typo? You're saying it right, but I can't tell you what it's for. Okay, spoilers, gotcha. Oh, Michael saying J, the bow tiki. The reason I said it, Michael, those of you who know more about me than most, J-Bo is my nickname that my father calls me. So when you said J-Bo, I literally was like, what? There's a J. I literally thought there was a tiki mug of me, but I knew that didn't make sense. But in my head, I'm like, J-Bo, that's like what I've told you guys when I was little, my dad would call, I'm Jason. My name is Jason. People call me Jay. My dad would call me J-Bo when I was a little kid. And my brother had like a lisp or like he had like, I don't know. I don't know if it was just because he was little or what, because he talks completely fine. And it was only when he was little. But he would say J-Bo, maybe because he was just young, but he would say Bobo. He thought my dad or would say it and repeat, and he would say Bobo. And then I became Bobo from J-Bo. But my dad nicknamed me J-Bo. Since I was like a little kid, I've been J-Bo. And sometimes Bobo. But I was like, Dad, Bobo is a clown. And a lot of people call like dumb people Bobos. So I was like, I don't want to be Bobo anymore because it sounds like, I'm not kidding. We would be on job sites and my dad would be like, yo, Bobo. And some guy would be like, that's like mean. You call your son Bobo? And my dad's like, why is it mean? Like my dad just like thought it was like a nickname. And then I'm like, Dad, people think you're insulting me. And I wasn't getting insulted, but people, I know for a fact people thought my dad was intentionally insulting me, like, yo, idiot, get that? Because we were in the construction business and people would rag on each other all the time. It was a very jokey atmosphere, but a lot of bullying, like kind of almost like a frat house. Like back in the day, 20 years ago, that's how construction was. Everyone constantly giving it to each other, but it's like a big group of friends that just shit talk each other. It's horrible. I'm joking. It was good. But I think they thought my dad was being like, yo, moron, yo, idiot, go get that. And my dad's like, it's an endearing nickname because when they were little boys, his brother used to think I was calling him that. But then he changed it to J-Bo and no one asked. So J-Bo became the thing. Also, my skink's name is Spurt. Spurt. I'm realizing a lot of my pets are named after Critical Role characters. I immediately realized that. Bipeds are usually named after vampire. My pets, I'm assuming. Yeah, my pets. Vampire characters like, what does it say? Amado and Is that Enzo? My eyes are totally bad. I need to get my glasses. Enzo and Amidio? I don't know Amidio. Is Amidio? I don't know why. If I'm right, I'll be shocked because I've only seen the movie like once or twice. But Amidio makes me think of the vampire guy that was played by Antonio Banderas in Vampire. What was that movie called? I can't remember the name of the movie. Chronicles of a Vampire? Interview with a Vampire. Interview. I know that's probably sacrilegious. It's such a famous movie that people praise and love. I've only seen Interview with a Vampire like once or twice. And I feel like that sounds like what would be possibly the name of Antonio Banderas' character. Armand. Ah, that's Armand. I was close, I feel like. For only having seen it like once or twice, I feel like that was pretty solid. But I thought it was the other one. Our what is it again? I can't see if that's an M. It is an M. Amadio. Amadio. I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I don't know. One of my cats is named after the Queen of the Damned. I have never seen that. And if I did, I completely forgot. But I remember I was engaged at the time. I've told you guys, I was engaged right out of high school into college. I was engaged at the time. And the person I was engaged to was obsessed with, wasn't that Aaliyah? I mean, her name in the movie was Akasha. I'm assuming that's the name of the movie. Because wasn't it Aaliyah? Because I'm pretty sure it was Aaliyah. And it was like right after that she died or something like that. And I remember it being a huge deal. But I don't recall ever actually seeing Queen of the Damned. But I see Ninja's back. It's been 20 minutes. We're going to hit. So everybody, this will be the final one. Radiators, unite. And then we'll talk for like another 5 minutes. And then we're going to hit the hay. Because I'm going to get up early and run. And hopefully get under 200 pounds. And succeed in my goal by one day. I honestly thought I would have. I always rag on myself. Like it should be a great accomplishment that I lost 12 pounds. Because technically I got to be under 200. And I was 211 and change. So I've technically would have had to lose over 12 pounds in a month. So that's great. But in my mind, I'm like, I should have done it faster. I had to get to I had to do it on the last day. You have failed. That's how I think. I'm crazy. So I'm going to go run tomorrow. So I successfully do it without a problem. And that'll be our week. Before I leave, though, I'm actually going to check out the next episode with you guys. I want to see how much time we got. So sit tight, radiators. We're going to hang for like at least 5 minutes. All right. So let's check it out. This is how we're going to do it from now on. Now that we have this new routine, whether or not we do the next 30 minutes, we're going to check out the next episode. We're going to see what we're working with as far as time. And we're going to check out the name of the episode. But as far as the Botiki mug, Michael, thank you. I might purchase it. Is that on Critical Role? Yeah, it's Critical Role's website. Holds up to 22 ounces. I dig that. That was the first thing I looked for. Now that I started buying like cool drinking things, one of the biggest things I never look at is, or used to at least, when I would buy something, I would never look at the volume. And I'd look at it and be like, oh, that looks awesome. And I'd get it. And it would be like the size of like this. And I'd be like, what the frick do I do with this? So 22 ounces, as long as it can hold a pint or more, I'm good. I still have Michael. Michael, I have it right here all the time. I just always have it here. Like I have it on my desk, like, displayed on my desk. So I never think to fill it before the thing because it's always just sitting here. But Michael, one of the moderators, got this for me at the Ren Fair. Those of you who know, it's always sitting on my desk. And the insert I have in the freezer. So actually it is my fault. I should just fill the insert. I just never think to do it. I'm a horrible person. Glad my skull mug isn't alone in a collection. It is here, my friend. It is very loved in the collection of everything I have. I thank you yet again. I don't know how, but I am free from hell early tonight. My God. If I got another pet, it would probably be named Essek. Essek. What did I just hear Essek in? Isn't that Essek? Isn't that a Marvel thing? Like a group, the Essex Corp or something like that? Or am I thinking of something else? All right, let's look at the next episode. Look, we're live right now. We're still live. My apologies. Also, guys, did I tell you guys the fasting thing? I do this thing. I've done it for my entire life, pretty much since I got into fitness, like in my 20s. It was very new, and most people never even heard of it back then, but now it's very often done if you could do it. It's called intermittent fasting. You pick a window, usually 8 hours is the norm. You get an 8 hour window, you can eat whatever you want in that 8 hours. But when it starts and ends is it. You get nothing except water before and after. That's why I'm only drinking water. I don't have juice or anything. My window is from 9 o'clock to... Wait, no, my window is from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. But I can adjust it. So I've kind of moved it back to 9, so I could do 9 to 1. So basically, I don't eat after 9 o'clock, and I don't eat till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's very healthy. Look it up. It's extremely healthy. Lots of athletes do it. It's considered like one of the healthiest ways to live because you basically detox your whole body. And then when you eat, it like your body feeds off the fat deposits. And then when you eat, it's almost all used as energy to supply your body. So all you're really doing is for 8 hours, fueling your body while you're awake. And then you go like 3 hours before you go to bed, you cut yourself, and then you don't eat till 3 hours or 4 hours after you have woken up. So by the time you eat in that 8 hour window, you'd think like, oh my God, you must eat like a horse. But your body adapts and you actually start eating less because your body starts like needing less to fuel itself. It all makes sense. If I'm not making sense, it all makes sense. I've done it for 20 years. Whenever I need to drop weight, I do it. But a lot of people tell me I could never not eat for 16 hours. But I'm like, you can if you just will yourself. Everyone could do it. It's just willpower. To me, it's always, I mean, unless you literally have like my father literally can't. Because my father has to have like he needs to eat with his medication and stuff, and he'll get like really nauseous stuff. If that's the case, then yeah, there are exceptions. But if you're like a young person and you don't have any like disability or anything like that, you should have no problem getting there. I always tell people start with like 8 hour window. Like I don't eat for 16 hours and I have no problem. But if you have trouble with it, don't eat for like 10 hours and then do that for a week, and then don't eat for 11 hours and just keep doing it. Build to it. Do 12 hours, do 14 hours, but try to get to 16 hours and then you will be like able, I'm telling you, it sucks for like 2 weeks and then you get over it. And then you'll drop weight like crazy and your body adapts. And it's the greatest type of diet, if you even want to call it a diet, because in that 8 hours, I eat whatever I want. I eat pizza, hot dogs, literally anything. I could eat 20 hot dogs in that 8 hour window if I want, because your body is going to use it as energy, and you'll probably puke if you ate 20 hot dogs because that's just ridiculous. So it's all moderation. Like we were talking before, Colvin was saying it and everything. Moderation. It's all moderation. So I went on a rant, but it was for good reasons. It's productive healthiness, but that's what I do. And I've done it for every time. Like I'll be a drunk for like 2 years. And when I say drunk, I'll like not work out and I'll drink beer like almost every night. And I'll do that for like a year or two. And then I'll be like, all right, Jay, you waste of life. Get out there, run 10 miles, get back into shape. And then I'll do that for like 2 or 3 years. And then I'll be like in incredible shape. And then I'll be like, all right, time to play. And then I'll go back and I'll like not work out and drink for 2 more years. I've done that my whole life. Everyone will tell you, but I've never gotten over like 210 until this point. I've always been around max 205. This is the first time I've gotten over 210 in my life that I can remember. So that was like a little out of control. I was too early for pruny feet. What is pruny feet? Source, lots of athletes. Is upcoming episode nah, can't be. What is happening? Shadow Hand is named... Oh, Essek. Oh, okay. For some reason, isn't Essek... I went immediately to Marvel. I feel like Essek is Marvel. What is... like? It's like the Essek Corp. That's Sinister. The Sinister Six, I believe, is involved with them. And Mr. Sinister, which is like very soon going to be infused into Marvel if it isn't already, which it is, lightly. Forrest the Runner. leaving a like. See you later, guys. Gotta go play board games with the family. Forrest the Runner, tell everyone. Jay says hi. Don't worry, they'll know. I speak to everyone in your family all the time. We're very good friends. That's way closer to live right. What? I'm way too early for pruning. Oh, okay. Wait. That's way closer to live right. To live. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I did smoke a significant amount. Have fun, Forrest. But yes, so anyway, episode after a 15-minute rant about health and running and fitness and everything else. Campaign 2, episode 62. I just want to see the name. I want to see how far we got to go. I was also, the reason I became such a fitness nut while we load this up, because for some reason it's lagging. But the reason I became such a fitness nut was I was overweight from like pretty much most of my childhood till like junior year of high school. I've told you guys this before. And I got it, like, I lost all the weight by running. I joined track, I joined cross country. I basically ran the weight off and dieted. But I was like, a dumb little kid. And I was like, I just got to eat salads and run. And all I ate were literally, I would just eat bagged salad and run. And that's not really good at all, because you're not getting like a variety of the normal foods and vitamins and stuff you need. I got emaciatedly skinny because for like 2 years, all I did was eat salad and run. But I wouldn't say it was unhealthy. It was just, I was getting no protein, so I had no muscle. And I went from like 180 pounds and I was like 5'6" to like 100 pounds soaking wet. And I grew like 4 inches. I was like 5'9", 5'10" my senior year. And I lost 60 pounds. I grew like 4 inches and lost 60 pounds. And I was like, I wasn't like sickly skinny, but I was like runner skinny. I was like super, like I ran like 10 miles a day cross country. Miserable. So here we are. We got domestic dispute. So domestic dispute. It starts around the 11-minute mark. It goes to, all right, good. We're gonna have about almost an hour YouTube. So it ends at 2:08. So it ends at 2:08, starts at 11. So we're 3 minutes shy of a full hour YouTube. So not too shabby. We've been getting long YouTube videos. As soon as I started doing it this way, where it's all in one video, we've been getting the longest YouTube. I feel like the YouTube videos were maybe 40 minutes at most back in the day. Now all of a sudden, the first halves are real, which means the second half, well, after the commercial break, we start around 2:28. And then we go to, all right, we'll have exactly an hour and 30 minutes. So the live stream's an exact hour and 30 minutes next week. We got an hour Patreon, and pretty much by the time I do my intro and exit, we're over an hour for the YouTube video. So Patreon and YouTube are both getting an hour, and that's the deal. I think about hot tubs. I'm thinking about hot tubs. I might recall that. Hot tubs. What is hot tubs? Jay, don't worry about it being oblique on purpose. My nephew runs marathons, and apparently the nipple burn is very real. I honestly don't remember. I know exactly what you're talking about. I honestly don't remember. I can't tell you from experience. Even though I ran cross country, I don't know, maybe because I was younger or something. And I haven't run like that. Now I wear very comfortable clothing. I feel like the nipple burn happens when you wear those mesh track things. I feel like if you wear comfortable clothing, like I have Under Armour. I wear a lot of Under Armour when I work out. I have like I'm not like a brand guy. I swear that Under Armour just has the most comfortable fitting and feel of like I'm into comfort when I'm working out. If I'm gonna work out and bust my ass, I want to feel right. And I feel like Under Armour just has the best feel. Like it's tight. So you look like right now, I literally was joking the other day. I'm like, I wouldn't consider myself out of shape. When I put on my Under Armour, it looks like I have a fat pouring out of the sides of my pants because it hugs to your body and you see every imperfection with Under Armour. So I wouldn't recommend wearing it if you're self-conscious because I'm in good shape. And then I put on Under Armour. I'm like, Jay, you fat bastard. And I'm like not out of shape, but it just shows all your imperfections. So look at Coco is over there hitting the door. So, all right, guys, that'll probably do it because Coco wants out. Come on, get over here. We're gonna sign off. I'm gonna say goodnight. And also, we've almost dipped. We cut the viewers in half because I'm talking about my love handles. So people don't want to hear about Jay's love handles. But I love you all. I'm joking. They probably all want to. We're gonna have 50 people in here in a second. But we have Amy France, Leading Blind, Michael, my moderator, the dude JB as well. I didn't see Lisa Pocky, but I will always mention him if I remember. Clever name I made previously. Leading Blind, I think I already said it. M. Gormley. We got Baron, Forrest the Runner, Ninja Master, Colvin, M. Gormley, I think I've said you. Emily Mary, Paramonster. I'll say Tealbird. I'm going to say whoever I remember saying before that I might have forgotten. But I think I've said most of you already. We have thinned out, so not many of us here left. Leading Blind, I got you. All right, I think I got most of whoever's still left here. Guys, it was a short one. It's barely